One thing you'll come to notice about me as you get to know me is I talk an awful lot about choices, namely how your life is in your hands. And I know this isn't an Allstate commercial, but if you were to sit back and think, no phone, no computer, no nothing, just think, sit there, think, and ask yourself, are you in good hands? Would your answer be yes? You see, when people hear phrases like, your life is your fault, your life is your responsibility, your life is in your hands, the situation that you're in is dictated by the choices that you make. When people hear stuff like that, our egos, and I've been there, and I'll guarantee you're either there right now or you're listening to what I'm saying, and depending on which side of the coin you fall on, that'll determine where you end up in life. But for me, when I heard those sort of phrases for the first time, my ego started bubbling up. And it immediately started pointing fingers to all these different factors outside of my control. And that's why my situation is all screwed up, right? If your finances are screwed, most people, they're blaming the economy right now in the US. Oh, inflation's high, food's so expensive, I can't make ends meet. Is that really the case? Because if you're spending money on streaming services, if you're door dashing a lot of your food, if you're going out and drinking with your buddies on the weekends, if you're spending your money on stuff you truly do not need, that may not be true. And by the same token, have you maximized your income? Have you picked up the extra shifts at work, the overtime? Have you picked up that second job? Have you started that business that you've been putting off for a while? Did you gun for that promotion? Because if you haven't done any of those things, my friend, you truly haven't tried to fix your finances with regards to a person's love life. The first thing that popped into my mind when I heard those phrases for the first time was, well, there's a whole other person involved. They've got their own flaws. They've got their problems and this, that, and the other. Yeah, that's true. But by the same token, is it that all women are this, that, and the other? Or all men are trash or whatever? Depending on which gender you are? Or is it simply that the people you've been choosing to date have been a problem? Do you actually have standards? Are you looking for character, or are you looking for, hey, he's hot, or hey, she's hot, and that's all you're basing the thing off of? Think about it. Let's take fitness as an example. Are you truly lacking time to go to the gym? That's never the case. We all have 24 hours in a day. If someone like me, who works 50 hours a week, sells houses on the side with my dad, and runs a YouTube channel, can not only hit the gym 6 days a week, but also train for a marathon on top of that, I think you've got time. Especially given that I've got a dog and horses and all of that fun stuff, so don't use the kids' excuse with me. Let's take an even more controversial option. If you've ever watched police body cam videos of people who got arrested or where police had to use force to arrest somebody, or police shootings as an example, if you look with an outside lens, all your bias is turned off, you'll recognize that the person who got in trouble with the law only got in trouble with the law because they decided to resist. They chose to tell the cop to go pound sand. They chose not to give their ID. They chose not to comply with commands. They chose to pull the gun. They chose to run. They chose to resist. They chose their fate. Just like you and I choose our fates. Now, like I said earlier in the video, you're either screaming at me or you're listening to me. Take a good, hard look at your life if you're screaming at me. I will guarantee you, you can trace back everything that you're facing right now, everything that you're under. Who the hell's texting me? Everything that you are and that you're facing. Some of it may not be your fault, genuinely. The economy isn't my fault. The state of a lot of people's mental health isn't my fault, i.e. the dating game. The fact that it does take time and effort to work out is not my fault, but it is my responsibility. There are things in your life that are not your fault. They are your responsibility. So you need to determine what you're going to do about these things. You need to determine what direction you want your life to go in. Because you have a say as well, whether you want to believe it or not. Okay? Sweet. First of many. I've done videos on this channel before. I put them all in private and am now pivoting more towards helping people generally. But in any event, it's just a little anecdotal rant of mine. You'll see more of these as time goes on. But if you found value in it, great. Use it. If you didn't, if you're writing me an angry comment, I'll be happy to read it and pick you apart. But in any event, that's about it. My name is Christopher Strobach. I got a little community below if you wanted to join, connect with me, talk to me, all that fun stuff. It's just a Discord server. Other than that, get after it, kick some ass. I'll see you next time.